first of all, you guys are all in New York, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. What do you got?
Yeah, so I think you have a very unique story from chiropractic to owning your own clinic and then starting New View, which is very different from the traditional approach. And I would love to know your story and kind of get your insight on how that got started.
I got
And
10 fucking pages of that. Literally, the whole thing is on that. That's what I thought you'd want to know. Who's got anything else?
Love
Thanks.
it.
If you could, anything else, or are you good? Good? Sebastian, you good? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Good, okay. Anyone else got anything they want to add in there to that? Because I thought I'd share in a nutshell, let me just tell you what I share. I like really went through some details.
Oh, I think my mic's on.
Oh, mics are on.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that. My microphone was on.
Dr. Cal Forrester. We got a doc in the house. Cal, what's your deal? All I see is your logo. How'd you get here? Those are students only. What's going on here? Huh? Cal, Cal?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
What's up?
I just got home. I was having you on the Zoom on the phone, just trying to listen in. Sorry, say your question again. Yes.
No, are you like you're a DC?
Yeah, I just graduated this past December, started practicing in January. So finishing up my third month, rock and rolling Manhattan. And it's good stuff. Nathaniel told me if I want to bump up my business tenfold, I should probably hop on the Zoom and pick your brain and take a thing or two and incorporate it into practice. So always eager to learn. And the business is built into me, so I'm business first, doctor second right now.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
And so yeah, anything I could take away from it. I didn't know what your question was for me. I apologize.
Oh no, I said Dr. Cal. I go, we got a DC. I thought maybe you were like an instructor or something like that, but you got the email. You're a new grad. You kind of got in the board and you got the link and you're here for this.
That's what it's all about. Yep. 100%.
Cool. Awesome. Dude. If you can mute yourself, that'd be great. Okay. So if you're not showing your faces, George Crucis and Jess Terza and Jack, then if you have specific questions for me, go ahead and ask them in the comment box because I really want to cater this to you guys. So anybody else that has any questions, if I can see you, just kind of do this and I'll unmute you for a moment, or you can unmute yourself. But overall, I'm going to share with you kind of like my journey through this and how I got to where I am. I'll let you guys know, like, for you guys that are new to, like, even maybe don't know me, I'll let you know first, like, what I do, where I am now, and I'll kind of let you know the path I got there. I'll let you know some things that went right, some things that went wrong, some big mile markers, some things I would have done a little differently again. Like, you may some mentors, some good quotes along the way. Try to make it entertaining for you guys. And I'd say this: if you guys during this, if I'm going here, if you do have a specific question, if I see you, just kind of get my attention. Just do this, all right? I'll pause. And then, but if you're not there, you can shoot a message in the comment box. I see it right there. Cool. I don't know how long this will take, dude. I took so much time, like trying to write out all the steps. So what do we got? I think it's supposed to be like an hour or something like that. Is that good for everyone?
I think it was supposed to go for an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Jess shows her face. That's good to see. All right. Kyle, I think you're new to showing your face. It's nice to see. You're looking good. You got the button down here. You got the jacket on. You're looking fresh. Okay, Jess is eating some food. She's eating something crunchy, it looks like. All right. Okay. I guess we just get rocking with this thing. Okay. Hold on, someone's connecting to audio down there. Sean, you might want to mute your microphone. Sean Kearns. What I do want to know before we get started is, you guys are in school. Everyone's in chiropractic, right? Okay. Because there's many programs offered at Northeast, right? There's different chiropractic one offering. Where's everybody at? Maybe you could type in, or just, you guys broken into trimesters? Is it tries? It's tries. Are there 10 tries? 10 to graduate. Where are you guys? If I can see you guys, maybe show me where you guys are. Okay, 4, 7, 4, 6. Someone's throwing gang signs at me. I don't know what that means. Okay, that was Neil. It's the way you doing that, Neil. It's like, it's aggressive. It's okay, the smile diffused the situation. It's good. Okay, mixed. Upper third. Josh, go ahead and mute your mic, bud. Okay, cool. 4th, 8th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 5th. Okay, it looks like we're in the second third, 2/3 in average. 2/3 in average. Okay, got it. You guys got your feet wet. You guys got through your sciences. You got all the dumb shit, not dumb shit, good shit, pain in the ass shit, stuff that was just exhausting to get through that stuff. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. And I was never that good in school, guys. In Chiro school, oh dude, I hung on by a thread. I passed everything, but damn, I was the guy that whenever Mike got in classroom, we were ready to move on. I was that guy. I was like, I'd walk into finals going, I need an 86% to pass this class. Like that was me. I got into clinicals. The clinicals really buffered the GPA, not the GPA. Look back, GPA doesn't mean shit, especially in Chiro school. I've never put on there my Dr. Mike's Cali Spine Clinic, graduated with a blah, blah, blah. I guess if I had it was a good GPA. But anyways, all right, let me get started with you guys. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I'll give you a little run through. So I'm the founder of a company called MoveU. MoveU is about 8 years old right now. We're primarily a digital subscription. The business of MoveU is a digital subscription business. So we have a monthly a membership where people enroll, and there's different programs with different levels for every region of the body. I've created a centralized MoveU methodology. It's an alignment-based training methodology to help people fix common misalignments that cause pain. So this alignment methodology is blended with, I call it the 4 pillars of MoveU. We have alignment, which you guys probably like that, movement, mindset, and recovery. So I use those tools, and if we can add a 5th pillar, we have a strong community component as well. And so the membership looks like this. We have an Android app, an iOS app. We got about 18,000 members in there right now that all work through programs. We have a central community where everyone uploads videos to assess themselves. There's motivation in there. There's challenges. All this is structured to help keep people fixing their shit, which is the tagline of MoveU, is fix yo shit. Meaning, Alan, go ahead and mute your microphone. I think you laughed though. That was a good laugh. Yes, people love fix your shit. Fix your shit's our tagline. It means, hey, it's your body, it's your responsibility. No one's gonna fix it for you. So get to work and fix your shit. Stop blaming whatever, your chiropractor for hurting your back or the surgeon. Screw that, it's your body, fix your shit. That's our tagline. And so this membership site is ultimately what is about 90% of the revenue of MoveU is from this membership site. Now, what many of you see is the social media aspect. And so MoveU over the years, all organic, never bought a follower or anything like that. I think we have a social audience of about 2.3 million people. And that's through Instagram. Started on Instagram, and then it's branched into YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Now we're writing a lot of blogs. We got some podcast stuff that kind of comes and goes. That's our output. That's the marketing of MoveU, the marketing. I'm talking strictly from a business perspective. The marketing is through those channels that I just mentioned. We make content, it pumps it out there, it pumps out the big audience, and then we educate most people who are just associated with the online audience of MoveU, and a percentage of those moves to the website, enrolls in the membership, and goes and fixes their body. Most people that enroll have disc herniation, hip impingement, shoulder impingement. The most common diagnoses are what funnel in, because I target those people. I speak directly to those people. All that's about 8 years. There's been ups and downs with that. That's what MoveU has been featured on all over whatever news and national television and shows, and working with athletes and Olympians and all this stuff that, like, these little like perks that have happened along the way, kind of like reminders that I'm on the right path. Sometimes not on the right path. Share that shit with you guys. I've been taking the wrong path for years at a time. I think we all take wrong paths. It's all about being aware that we took the wrong path and going, oh shit, gotta get on a new path. So many people just stay on this boring path and just stick with it. No. So I think that's it. Now, just to back it up a touch more from that, I'm a 2006 graduate from Kent State University in Ohio. I graduated high school with a 1.75 GPA. They let me in instantly, and I'm like, I don't want to blow this. I'm going to the school to let me in. Got a degree in psychology, bachelor in psych, got my prereqs for Chiro school. In there, I graduated Palmer, Iowa, the Museum of Chiropractic in 2009 in Davenport, Iowa. I said, hey, I'm going to school in the middle of fucking corn because I'm not going to get distracted, okay? My last name is was to listen. Growing up, people would call me wasn't listening, okay? I got some attention issues. I need school and then corn, okay? That's what I need to get through some of this shit. Know thyself, Confucius quote. That has to do with that. It is such a great quote, know thyself, right? Fix your shit, know thyself. Come on. I had some inspiration from Confucius, all right? A little inspiration. Not from him. I was inspired by him. Okay, let me be clear about this. All right. I was an instructor of kinesiology at California State University. I instructed pre-physical therapy students as a chiropractor. How about that? That was fun. Did that for a couple years. Yeah, I've spoken for like Cal Chiro and California Chiropractic Association out here and stuff like that. So that's kind of like an overview. If you guys don't know who I am, it's kind of like some things you might be interested in with that stuff. So you guys good with that stuff? Anything on that? Okay, we'll see how this goes. I don't know. There's gonna be some improv. So I'll probably fast forward to this stuff because you probably want to know mostly. You guys are graduating. It's probably like the big things. Like, what am I gonna do when I graduate? Right? It's just like school trains you. It's like you either be an associate or you open a business. Is that really all that's offered? Is that kind of like the two paths still, 20 years later? Great, like shit. Nothing against those paths, by the way. I want to be clear about that thing. It's really about like, I really believe it's about moving towards like staying in alignment like with what you believe, what you love, and like what you want to do with your life, which we'll get into that. So I was I'll start way back in the year 2000 when I graduated high school. I was a pizza delivery boy, Ianna's Pizza. I delivered pizza to a guy, Mike Bell. He was a chiropractor, and I'd always deliver pizzas to him. And he had a nice house, he had a nice car, and he'd answer the door with like cowboy hat on, underwear, and there's always some cute girl in the house. I'm like, this looks cool. Like, what's this? Like, there's no social media. I didn't have any like mentors. I didn't have that. I was just like, this guy's doing well, better than anybody else I know, and he looks like he's having fun. And I actually had a back injury, it's like a T10, like right facet. It can be like chronic-y burn. And I ended up seeing him one time. I was like, let me go see this guy's car. And so I saw him as my patient and instantly he hired me. And so I started working for him for like 5 years. I worked for him. And I was in school for who knows what. I wanted to be a sports psychologist, which I thought was pretty cool because I like Dr. Bob Rotella, golf. I really wanted to be a sports psychologist, looking back, so I could be better at golf, which I'm really not built to be great at golf, honestly. I cannot stand the game of golf. By the way, I'm obsessed with it, but I can't stand golf. All right, be clear with that. It's a new phase, part of the ups and downs. I'm in the down. I'm in the low right now. I'm in the rut. But anyways, I learned from him, and I said, hey, might as well go to chiro school. That's all I really knew. And so I went into it, went to school Palmer, 2006, graduated in 2009. Some key points in there was I was kind of lost in chiro school, guys. I was like, I don't know, because I was like, it's like where I was at Palmer, it's so philosophical. It's just like, you know, you got the papers from DD and BJ and the green books and like the philosophy of this stuff. And I just wasn't, I wasn't resonating with it, honestly. I was like, the only reason I kept going, I look back, is I just had a great, you know, you go through it. I'm sure you guys start with the same class of people and then you end up like working through. And like the people around you, like you make friends, right? You're like it's like the troops. You're like the ground troops going through with your like army. And I stuck with it mostly probably for the people. But I was in. I didn't really find a path until I met Dr. Greg Rose. Have you guys heard of him? Titleist Performance Institute. Any of you guys heard of that? More in the sports. I was kind of gravitated to sports performance, sports rehab, right? Movement, mechanics. If I did it again, I'd probably be better suited at like DPT school myself personally than DC school. But I do believe that the alignment component and the body healing from within is a super strong component I got from chiro school. I carry with me to this day, and it's like forthright in like the whole mission of Move You. So yeah, I met Greg Rose and I go, wow, this is cool. I didn't know I can combine body movement and chiropractic. And then I got an opportunity. I graduated. And I did not plan shit. I cannot tell you to this day, I'm not that good of a plan. There's a great personality test out there. Shit, you guys might know it. It's so important to do this stuff to learn yourself. I've just never been a big planner. Like I never like planned out much. I kind of just like feel something and like go with it. Well, that happened there. I go, I'm graduating in 2 weeks. What should I do now? Like, what the hell is that about? Fortunately, my wife here, she's a planner. Someone's got to mute their mic. John's in the house. Hey, John, go mute your mic, please. There you go, John. Very, very rude of you. Very rude, but that's okay. Okay. So, yeah, I moved out to Cali. You know, I kind of moved. Okay, so I guess we should stay on this for a little bit. As I moved out to work with a guy who I was like, I want to go. I was hired to be an associate, full-time, $2,500 a month in California. And I thought I was going to learn from this guy on like, you know, the ins and outs, but turns out what this was it was a failing practice. This guy had a central practice in San Diego. He opened a satellite practice 45 minutes away. The last associate failed out, like left. And so now he's just trying to fill the hole with somebody. And I was next in line. So I got plugged in there and he pretty much threw me the keys and said, good luck. And it was not a learning, everything's a learning experience, but it wasn't the learning experience that I thought it was going to be. I think it was quite a bit of like smoke and mirrors with that, but I was there for about a year. And and he wanted to sell me the practice. I basically built it up and then he wanted to sell it to me, which I didn't get anything. It made no sense, this deal. And I said, no good. And then he fired me instantly. And I go, oh, okay. And then so I became, then I went over, and this is an important moment here, is this is what you guys will not get in chiro schools. I was part of a company called Isaiah. Isaiah is a sports, it was like an up and coming sports performance facility, EZIA, and one of the founders was Isaiah. A little egotistical, it is. Yeah. But anyways, it was the first time I ever felt what a brand was, like a brand, like something people wanted to be part of, right? I felt that there. I go, people gravitated to this place. It was energetic. There was no chiropractic places that I mentored with that were energetic. It was, you know, it's a medical practice. Even the PT ones are still the white walls, kind of this, and this place had energy. And that's when I kind of learned what a brand was. I go, oh, a brand is something you like create a brand. It's something that like people want to be part of. And I think that was an important part of Move You, is because that helped me go, oh yeah, I want to make something that means something, like that people want to be part of. I was there for about 2 years. And you know, there was stagnancy that happened. I grew a little bit and then it was pretty stagnant. There was a lot of like turmoil with me and one of the owners. And I basically, in that way, it was kind of like a force out in a way. Now, here's the thing, guys. I was like, I don't know why, I was afraid to start my own practice. And I kind of got forced out. And then I decided to open up my own practice. And I built this whole business plan. It's called Cali Spine. Cali Spine, which is still around today, by the way. And I created Cali Spine to be the worldwide leaders of low back pain, to help people with low back pain. And I loved at the time the quadratus lumborum muscle, the QL. At the time, I was actually creating a device, which now you guys know Theragun. I don't know if you guys know, but the Theragun, the thumb tip that's included with millions of those, that's my tip. So I created my own version of that, and I was so passionate about the QL. I really thought there was some linkage with the QL and specifically disc herniation, disc-related issues. So I created Cali Spine with a logo of like somebody doing a side body stretch. And it's important for you guys to know, is this side body stretch. I'd never seen anybody else doing it. I'm not saying I invented it, but no one else did this type of stretch. But everyone loved it. Kind of important to where this is going with that one. So then what happens is I started my practice, and guys, I thought it was gonna be like this leap of faith. It was literally like a step. I was instantaneously like happier and making more money, like instantaneously, like within a month. Because you know what happened? Like sometimes you're at the place, like I was at it can get really comfortable, but at the place I was at with Isaiah, it was like a revenue split, like a 50-50 rev split kind of thing. And that model, it limited me. The environment, the pay model, it was limiting. And so I broke free of that and then started my practice. This was in 2012. Now, at the same time, I got an opportunity to teach at Cal State University. One of my patients, her name is Dr. Kara Whiskey. She goes, I think you'd be great. You can start any class you want. And I remember this, guys, to this day. I started a class called Introduction to Manual Therapy Techniques, because you guys probably know, well, you guys don't know this yet, but you guys kind of do. You're like, you get your bachelor's degree. Now what? Doctorate degree. It's just like, I wanted to build a class for people considering PT, a simulator of what being a PT is actually like. So I built this Intro to Manual Therapy Techniques class. And it was huge. As soon as I walked in the first day, guys, I remember going, I can't believe I get paid to do this. This is so incredible. Like, I feel like I found something in my life teaching. Like, I did it. Like, I can't believe I get paid. I love this so much. And it was like a marker, because these markers in my life, they come back later. Steve Jobs, he always says, you can only put the pieces together when you look back. You can never put the pieces together looking forward. And so these pieces at the time when I'm teaching, that was just like, but you got to put yourself out there to find those things. So many people they'll just go, I open a practice and I grow the practice. Like, what are you missing? What is something that you're missing? To branch out, but see, I've never had an issue with, I'm a risk taker. I always have it. No issues with really taking risks. I'll take risks. I'm a spear fisherman, dive with sharks, all this shit. I don't really care. I'll figure it out. But so the risk taker side of me, I found that thing and I go, oh, that's a piece. So far we get the brand, Move You as I brand, then we get the teaching piece. Started my practice, took off. 1 year, 2 years, grew, and then I kind of flatlined again, guys. I was just like, it was good. I'm making, whatever, my business at the time was making like a few $100,000 a year or something like that. And as generally as a small practice, you'd end up keeping about half of it if it's a small practice. So I was making about $150,000 or something, $120,000. But there were some things that were missing in my life. Is like freedom is a big one. Guys, I just spent 2 weeks I was in New Zealand for 2 weeks, a few weeks ago, doing spearfishing, the White Island, crazy offshore spear. I'm leaving again for 2 weeks. I take these massive trips. Couldn't do that as a practice. Couldn't do it. Because we're all in this thing, like we get into this stuff where like most of you guys are like, hey, I want to help people, right? And you end up helping people, and then you want to build your practice, you help more people, next thing you know, you're helping people 6 days a week. You go, what about me? Like, what about my dreams? Like what I love? Like, what do you give that up for other people? I wasn't happy because I was giving up. I was giving up so much of my own, like things that I love. I couldn't even go see my family that live across the country because when you close the clinic down, you end up, the cheapest part of every trip when you close the clinic down is the cost of the trip. The cheapest part. You shut the clinic down, that's the most expensive cost. But it kind of didn't make sense to me at the time. It kind of did. It was starting to build. Like this frustration starting to build. So I'm like, but there is sacrifice involved. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a time period so that you can get the things you want. So now I'm like building this practice. It's kind of flatline, but we're doing well. Sports injury, I'm seeing people, CrossFit athletes, all kinds of athletes. And maybe you guys want to know I'm using chiro adjustments like Gonstead, diversified stuff. I'm using active release, Graston, SFMA, FMS, like those kind of things. I'm like using those movement tools, soft tissue tools, helping people move their body better, get back into sports. It was kind of like my jam. At the time, I was actually involved with Titleist Performance Institute a little bit too. I taught some of their level 1 seminars. I kind of helped them a little bit with that. I side taught. Okay, I checked people in, all right? I checked people in, but I was close to teaching them. They were right there, I saw them. So so now what happens is this. It's like 2014 now. Cali Spine's 2 years old. I'm not teaching at Cal State anymore. My class got cut, my instructor moved. So I'm just doing that. Now I've been making YouTube videos since 2009. Making YouTube videos. I make here and there. And then they do well too. Like I always did well when I made videos. I always made videos but what happened here was, excuse me, let me make sure I didn't miss any important parts here. Let's see. Open a practice, scared, flat. Damn, I'm following this thing verbatim. Holy shit. You need this thing. Oh yeah. Another key event happens. This is crazy. It sounds so silly. One of my patients is like, hey, we're going on the show, Price is Right. You want to come on the show? I'm like, they choose the people who get called up on stage. And he said, they'll pick me. I just go, they'll pick me. Of course they'll pick me. I'm kind of like this is what they want up there. I go on Price is Right. I was the first one called up on stage. I win some purses. I was one number away from winning a car. And I blew because I listened to the audience. I didn't listen to my gut. And I spun the damn wheel and I got 60 cents and I stayed and I got kicked out and I lived the next 2 weeks of sadness that I didn't trust my gut and trusted the fucking audience for this stupid piece of shit car that I could have won. The point was, I go, oh yeah, I'm like, that was exhilarating. Like I like that feeling, like the feeling of that. The camera, like that feeling felt good. Maybe it's, this goes back to, you gotta know your childhood. When I was 12, my mom died of cancer. My dad didn't really give me much attention. Right? And so I grew up, like I was the guy that had the crazy loud car stereos, like bumping and shit. People would look at me. Like I liked, like people, like I needed like the attention is what I sought. So now I look back and I go, oh, I got attention. And I like that. But that's kind of egotistical, selfish, right? But still, it still felt good. So I got the Price is Right thing. And then we go, I don't know if you guys, how long you've been following Move U, but there was a guy at Move U, he was actually when I taught at Cal State, he was my intern. He was my teacher's assistant. He was my first employee at Cali Spine. And I taught him everything I knew. And he was the shirtless dude. You guys might've been following long enough to know the shirtless guy. He was like this dude, he had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, super crazy mobility, the best model on camera because he's just jacked and his mobility is out of control, like so easy to demonstrate ranges. And so at the time we were going to chiropractic, I had to do my CE hours, which suck, by the way. By the way, I like Parker. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Parker Vegas. I'm gonna be going there for quite some time. Shout out to Parker Vegas. Best convention I've been to. I'll be speaking there next year too. How to grow your business on social media. So, we're going to do a seminar, and then I sent Andrew, my go-to shirtless, he went to one about growing your business on Instagram. And then we got back and we talked about it. He goes, let's start making videos. This was 2015. Remember, Cali Spine's kind of doing this now. Why I'm distracted. I'm trying to make gun parts. I actually started a beef jerky company called Dr. Mike's Jerky. We ate all the profits though. It went under real quick. We realized that we didn't even care about the business. We just wanted to make jerky and eat it and talk about whatever. That business went under. I'm thinking about doing it again with a little more responsibility this time. My jerky is so fucking good, by the way. This stuff will kill it still this day, okay? But it's too good to make myself. I'd have to have somebody else make it or I'll eat it all. That went under. So I'm distracted, guys. This time I'm like thinking about leaving chiropractic because I'm bored. I'm like looking at other opportunities. I actually went and did the startup weekend. I had this great idea, okay? It's called Scout. I called it, I was at this convention and I was at a convention in Orlando. At the time I'm single and I'm checking out and there's like hundreds of girls checking in. I go, what is this? And they go, yeah, it's like an international women's flight attendant meeting. I go, I'm like, what if I can make an app that could find these events? It would like scour the net and you could search by you could find events. You could find like where model shows are. You go, that's at this hotel. And you could like search, you're gonna go to Vegas. You might as well go to Vegas in January when the International Hairstylist Convention is going on. Take your buddies down. Why not? You're going to Vegas, now you're gonna have 50,000 extra women. So I had this great event called Scouts Out. Still a good idea to this day, by the way. A little controversial, I understand, okay? But nonetheless, still a good idea. I tried to get that and I realized how little I knew about technology. I go, shit, because I tried it, I went to this Pitch Fest thing, that didn't work. So I'm like, at this time I'm thinking about leaving the profession. I'm trying to do gun parts, jerky, all this stuff. But this social media thing started happening where I'm like, let's make these short videos. Now at the time, you guys need to know this, and this is important, is Lady Gaga. She was on, Howard Stern's got a book, I forget his recent book. He basically talks about the highlight of his interviews. He's Lady Gaga, and he goes, yes, Lady Gaga. He goes, how do you know when like you're ready? A lot of people want to know when they need to make, like they want to make a leap, right? They in their head, they want to make a leap, a jump, a leap, a step. How do they know when they're ready? And she says, when they have the nerve. And that one really stuck with me. When they have the nerve, when you have the nerve, that's how you know you're ready to make the leap. Now, back it up. I didn't know at the time. I'm going to reverse a couple of things. This is very important. So these Instagram videos, at the time now, I'm very frustrated with the medical system. I'm extremely frustrated. At the time, I'm bouncing. I worked with pain management doctors. I worked in the VA. I worked with acupuncturists, physical therapists, chiropractors. I'm working integrated facility all the time. I'm working with orthopedic surgeons. I'm working with MDs. I'm working with NDs. I'm working with all these over 4 or 5 years. And overall, I see my experience of the healthcare system, the umbrella, where chiropractic sits underneath it, physical therapy, medical. I go, this system is fucked up. It's broken, and not just broken, it's preventing people from reaching their highest potential. The entire system is built on pain relief and pain management. At this point in time, I believed in people's possibility. Now, how? I didn't learn that in school. There's no possibility in school, at least my school. There was always about adjustment, let the body heal, freedom of motion, there's all this stuff. But what about possibility? Like people hitting their highest possible self. that wasn't learned in school. I learned this in something called Landmark Forum. If you guys have never heard of this, you should look into this. Landmark Forum. There's another one called ALA, Ascension Leadership. Landmark Forum is a 3-day self-empowerment workshop where you go there and you like dive deep into your past, release like past things that are holding you back. Guys, I remember seeing this girl, the worst posture I've ever seen in my life. I stared at her posture the whole time. I just wanted to lay her flat on a table. I wanted to climb up on the highest ladder, and I wanted to jump off that ladder with my elbow, right in between T8 and T9 with all 220 women. And I just wanted to just whack the whole time. So all these events, this like, she like releases her past and does all this, like goes through all the motions, as did I. But I remember at the end, I saw her. I didn't even recognize her. She was transformed. Like, who is this person? Her posture, her body, not a single chiropractic adjustment, transformed posture. I go, and this was one example I saw. Like in Landmark Forum, I saw the possibility of like human potential. I saw it in there. I go, oh, I don't even, medical possibility? If anything, it's about managing right here so you don't get worse. That's all it is. This is it. That's your best you're gonna do, manage you. Possibilities, whoosh, roof flies off, wide open space, that did. So, Landmark Forum. What else was there? Landmark Forum, that was a big one. That was like, this is all leading up to these, like the start of these Instagram videos in 2015. Now, I wanna be clear as well. Instagram was newer at the time. It was a good time. It was a good time to get in. Good time to get in. And so now, I got the nerve. I'm super frustrated with healthcare potential. I see the problems. I see the pitfalls with healthcare. I see where people, seeing patients, they're on a treatment plan, and then all of a sudden what happens is they go on vacation, they never come back. You go, that's a pitfall. They don't know that, but that's a pitfall. They have to come see me over and over. It's a pitfall. That's a pitfall. Cost is always a pitfall. It's too expensive. Insurance, co-pays, visits, calling, setting up appointments, driving in. These are all pitfalls that I saw about preventing people from ever hitting their potential and only ever getting to mediocrity. Even in my practice, where we'd spend an hour and some with people, they go through training, they go through adjusting, we have videos for like mindset stuff. Like even in my practice, it was still limited. People still weren't hitting their potential. And so now you got, and then now I'm like, shit, I've been doing this. At the time I saw about 12, 15,000 patients, new patients at the time. I got some experience under my belt. I got some confidence. I got some swagger. I got some bam. I got some fucking confidence behind my finger. So you got that. You got the experience. I see the problems. And this is when I was just like, at the time with Instagram, you only have 15-second videos. So here we go. And also the world, they never really saw this combination I was doing. It was, I had a model, and then I was the instructor. It was a combination. And then it was entertaining. I love making people laugh. I always like making people laugh. It's fun. I like making people smile. At the time, Andrew, shirtless dude, my goal was to make him laugh whenever it's being recorded, because that would mean that it was kind of funny. And it was interesting, because Howard Stern, by the way, when I was 8 years old, my mom, she let me listen to Howard Stern every day. I go, Mom, what the hell? Like, you let me listen to Stern every day? This is why I am this way, okay? I'm like, Howard Stern was a mentor of mine. I was 8. But the point is he used to do radio by himself, and he met Robin, I think Witherspoon, but that was his anchor. But he said, hey, whenever you're talking to a camera, when you don't have a live audience in front of you, you're talking to a camera, how do you know if something's good? He just had Robin. He goes, if I got Robin to laugh, I knew it was good. And I had Andrew to get me to, if he laughed, I knew we were good. And so this combination of like entertainment, and by the way, I broke out of the fucking mold. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys something, okay? Is you guys, whether you like it or not, you're institutionalized. You're becoming institutionalized from your schooling. Because remember, school, Northeast, right? They want you to be a certain way. They want you to talk a certain way, act a certain way. They want you to represent the school. They have an idea. They have this whole thing. This is how the ideal student is. And they're gonna plug that into all the education, all this stuff. So whether you like it or not, no or not, you are being institutionalized to a degree. And so you're institutionalized being like, hello, I'm Dr. Mike Wassel. Listen, today let's discuss your care plan, this and that, because this is how chiropractors should speak. In order for me to break out of that mold, I had to like break out of it. And the time came where I remember going, I started making a couple videos, and I remember going, I got an audience of 5 billion people. Like, I don't care if the chiropractors don't like me. There's only 20,000 of them. And I don't like most of them anyways. Who gives a shit about them? Like, I'm gonna speak for the people. Because there was a time where I stopped caring what the profession thought of me. Because I go, I don't even need a fucking license to do what I do. I don't need a license. The license holds me back. When I have my license, it holds me back. With no license, I'm like an unrestricted free agent. I just know the only need for me to have a license, there's only 2 reasons. Number one, it allows me to speak at colleges, and now I'm seeing clients on Wednesdays a little bit as kind of like a thing. But I don't even need a license. I'd actually let my license expire for 5 years. I didn't even have one. So the point is to break out of the mold. I broke out of it. And by breaking out of it means to be myself again. And myself, I'm kind of like Midwestern, a little bit of a hillbilly, kind of broken up language. Like, I graduated high school with a 1.7 GPA. You know what that means, guys? It means that I learned chiropractic technology, chiropractic fancy words, and I combined it with 8th grade grammar. Like, that's what that means. But that's how it flows. And there's a big gap of grammar there. So this like breaking out of it just allowed me to speak not through filters. Like, you guys are gonna like, you're speaking through, speak this way. And I get it, you gotta like, they go like, in their head, they go, Northeast like, hey, this works, okay? Just do this stuff, follow it this way. It does work. But I really believe for you to like be really good, happy, like you gotta break free from that stuff. I look back though, I was kind of mean to the chiropractic profession for a while, all right? I look back and go, sorry, apologize. I'm on the way, I'm on the up and up with chiropractic again right now, just so you guys know, okay? On the up and up. We've gone through some rough patches down there. Now, but the point is that like, it's important, I broke out of that mold, and that allowed me to be goofy. I was making videos about Kama Sutra technique, and we had like sexual positions, and it was like, people were like, what the hell is this? Like, this is not what it's supposed to be, but I can't stop watching it. And it was, at the time, it was massive growth. So now this combination of all those things that happened, 15-second videos, model doctor, start making these videos, boom, 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 and off we go, right? At the time, it's like, there was a period of time in 2015, 16, we're gaining like 40,000 followers a week. Like, it was nuts, like crazy, but there was no business. But now this is the magical year that I want to share with you guys. This is the fucking magical year. I look back, I'm like, I'm always looking back, how do I recreate this shit? So there was a company, maybe we had like 50,000 followers at the time, starting to get some notoriety, things are going nuts. There was a company called MMA Leech. They were like a MMA Facebook page. They had a few million followers, or 1 million. That stretch I told you about, it's like QL stretch, side body stretch on a doorway. The one that I never see anybody do, I love teaching that one. I call it the best QL stretch on the planet. Up to date, that video on YouTube. I made it before on YouTube. People loved it. It was the whole logo of Cali Spine. I made an Instagram video on that. It got shared on MMA Leech. It had like 5 or 7 million views in a matter of 3 days. And I remember going, that's it. They want it. That's it. I've had it with this thing. The world wants this stuff. Like, I'm good enough. My team's good. Like, I'm good enough for this thing. I'm ready. And I remember telling the team, I'm like, in 1 year, we're going to be completely online. I don't even know where that came from. You guys ever seen the movie Dune? It's like, in 1 year, we'll be completely online. Okay, it was out of nowhere. That's a movie I'm obsessed with, by the way. So it was crazy, everything that had to happen. So I'm like, now I'm on this obsession. I write a letter to my fans. I write this thing, I'm like, it's crazy. I only wrote this letter, but this letter is important because this is what I use today to help my clients fix their shit. I didn't do it for anybody. I just wrote, dear family and friends, like, I am leaving for a period of time. I will be back. There will be there's no birthdays and there's no brunches. There's no family trips. There's nothing. The only thing I'm keeping is my fitness routine. I'm seeing patients 30 hours a week, and I got another 40 hours a week of building this thing that I'm building. I didn't even know what the fuck it was, but I'm like, I'm doing it. I only wrote that just so people wouldn't feel like I'm calling them out, like I was like ignoring them. This is universally, I'm ignoring everybody. And so there it began. every podcast I listen to on Smart Passive Income podcast. Boom, boom. Andy Frisella. No, you guys know down him. He was my motivation. Smart Passive Income. And for like, what do I got to do? Got to make a website. How does that work? Got to make a website. Figure it out. Make a website. And we got to make like a program. Like we're gonna, because the whole thing is we'll be on here. Make an online program and make this program to make this program to be the best path to living a life free from pain. The fastest path, no shortcuts whatsoever at all, and it would solve all the gaps, the pitfalls that would keep people from not hitting it. So then build the program. Where are we going to host the program? I don't know, put it over here. Test some sites, put it over here. Build a website, put it over here. Email campaigns, collect emails. Do this, collect emails. How are we going to sell it? We're selling a website, do this. And so like build it all up in October 2016. And then what's the name? I'm like, Move. It was actually Move University. So Move U is actually short for university, educational. Move U. I just kept shutting letters. Move U. And I remember the last thing at the time, I had 30 grand. I spent it all. That was gone, all on the business. Then I went in debt, another 20 grand owed to somebody. And I had maxed out a credit card, 15 grand, that was gone. And I had one more credit card. MoveU.com was for sale for $50,000. And I go, my buddy's like, hey, I think I know that guy. He calls him up. He goes, I can get it for you for 12,000. And I had like 13,000 on my credit. I remember telling myself, I go, if I spend 13 grand on this right now, I'll see it through to success because it's all the money I got left. I got nothing else left. And I bought it, MoveU.com. And then we launched it, all this big hype, launched it in October 2016. Here we go, baby. All the emails, everything, complete belly flop launch. Absolute flop. Was I just distracted? Not one fucking bit. I go, oh, we're gonna figure this shit out. That's when I watched Lewis Howe's webinar model, basically how to sell it on a webinar. I try to sell on the website. I go, we don't have enough credibility as a company to sell it on a website. I need to sell it individually to people. I need to enroll them in this possibility and webinar model. I spent 30 days building it, practicing. First webinar, drinking all this tequila. I don't drink anymore, brother. Drinking tequila, so nervous, sold 0. Next one, more tequila, sold 1. I go, holy shit, we sold 1. By the time, it was $1,000 to get in, $1,000. When you have a high price point, you need less people. We need a high price point. You need less people to get yourself free. I just need to make $15,000 a month to get rid of my chiropractic practice, just 15,000. So 1,000, I'm 1/15 there. And boom, off the webinar model goes. Getting more and more. Sometimes we're selling 12 on a webinar, 8 on a webinar, our webinars, enrolling people in this program. I was the outside of the company. I was like leading social media. I was leading website development. I had Andrew, shirtless guy. He was leading the community, make sure community was growing. Community was building side, Facebook community, online program, more social content, feed the world with social content, more people in the programs, more people, start hiring people, hire. Went on a hiring spree, big growth, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019. I had like 20 employees. Way too many employees. Okay. Way too many employees. This is where I fucked up big time. Okay. This is one of my biggest fuck ups. Now, I started abandoning what I was good at. I'm good at creation, entertaining, educating, right? On film, on podcasts, on TV, on radios, like the big vision of Move You, what the possibility, that's my strength. I decided to be a CEO. I was studying Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. I want to be a CEO. So what I did is I started CEOing, hiring people, writing PR manuals. I'd let Andrew and them like, oh, you guys make content, you guys do this. I'm like, setting employee structure in place and HR policies and hiring people. And I suck at it. I didn't know I sucked at it. I sucked pretty bad at it though. And then so I hired 20 people. It was no job descriptions, no checks and balances. Money was coming in, hire more people. That's what I want to do. I was always like, look at how good we're doing. Look how many employees I have. And I remember my mentor goes, Mike, I'd be more impressed at the money you're making if you had 2 employees than 20. I know what that means now. I tried to go like the higher, look at this team route, put all the people on the bus. And so in 2019, there was everything built up, right? There was like myself not addressing problems as they happened, not having plans in place. And there was also some moral and ethical issues on shirtless guy's end. And that led us to some disputes and ultimately led to me eliminating him from the company. Now, at the same time, it's a big issue because when that happened, I had a self-fulfilling prophecy and I said, shit, if I let him go, the whole team's gonna turn against me. And so I literally convinced myself that that already happened. And I literally went into the next day treating everybody like they are going to turn against me. And guess what? They turned against me. What a fucking shocker. Total self-fulfilling prophecy on that one. Absolutely happened. So everything like blew up. Like literally half the company blew up into pieces. And I go, what? This is 2020, by the way. I go, what the hell now? I'm sitting there, standing there with my pants in my ankles, completely lost with things, completely lost. Now, at the time I had my wife, Katie. And let me be clear. At the time, I'm 38 years old, 37 years old. My wife is 25, 26 years old, all right? She jumps into Move You, and within a month, has stronger business skills than I did at 37 years old. And I go, oh, I really suck at this CEO thing. This is definitely not a good thing for me. So this is where you kind of like learn your strengths and weaknesses. And I go, oh, I need to stay on the side of creativity, more of like, I definitely see myself more on the side of like musicians, stand-up comedians, kind of like artists. Like I'm over there. I'm better with like late night Pink Floyd, THC, yerba mate, seeing the future, right? That's my world. I love that shit, by the way. By the way, that's the magic sauce right there. The little trio of those things. God, I can see in the future with that thing. Almost all Move You is created like that. I mean, it's a little special concoction I've worked over the years. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I've had issues with heart arrhythmia. Can't drink. Just drugs for me. So now it's like 2020. Are you guys good with any questions so far? How are we doing? You guys have any questions, put in the comments. Okay, so now it's 2020. Everything's in shambles right now. My whole business is literally, I'm losing so much fucking money right now. All the money I made is gone. It's losing. It's just bleeding out of me everywhere. Fortunately, I bought a house, so I had a house, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do. And so I was in a cloud big time. Like it's the only time I was depressed. This breakup thing felt like a divorce, but worse. Been through one of those. This one was worse. This divorce, this business divorce. What am I gonna do? I don't know. So I was so lost, and I decided to go. I'm like, I'm gonna go see my family. Daniel, there you go, Daniel. Good job. I'm gonna go spend a week with my family. That's the only thing I could think of that would kind of remind me of who I am and my old friends from high school and stuff. So I did that, and I truly, that's what it took. I remember having a moment in a parking lot, I was screaming. I'm like, I came back, and I remember I made the social video, and as soon as I made it, I go, I'm back, motherfuckers, and I was back. And now I go, okay, and now I get the social. Remember, Move You is two businesses, and here's a mistake I made, guys. I'm gonna tell you a big mistake. Knowing what I know, remember, when you create a subscription business online, you're creating, and if you want to grow it big, that's an actual business that requires a team. Because if you have a subscription business, you need a community. You have coaches managing the community. You need email marketing to go out to remind people to do their shit, to fix their shit. You need a website that's constantly up and working. Once you have 3 or 4 people, you need business operators to help operate and manage the money that comes in. You need a social, and then, so this is just on the end of, the subscription business. That's just a few. The other business is social media, a social media business, or just a media business in general. Let's say between you two. You now need, on this side, you need a social media manager. You need maybe a model, a couple models in there. You need a videographer, editor, minimum to do that. So what I did though is I was like, I'm gonna be CEO. I'm gonna make the subscription business because I want to guide people to their highest possibility. And I can't do that through social media clips. I need structured programs to take people through. Now in 2016, that's what was my path. 2015 is I'm gonna go online by creating a subscription business. Now I look back, I go, I never should have done that. I should have stuck with YouTube, because with YouTube, it allows me to stay focused on the content, the creation, the ideation. And all you've got to do is turn the ad switch on, the videos, and now that video makes money through ads. But so what I did was I created 2 businesses. I took a social media that was doing very, very well, and I created another business. So I have 2 businesses. Move You is 2 businesses. This is whole social media arm, and then this whole monthly membership is 2 arms, which is fine for those of you guys who are like operational savvy, business savvy, not me. I'm confused by that. It's too many. I need to focus on one thing at a time. Know thyself. I now know thyself, but thyself has created myself into some things that I'm in now, 10 years, 8 years later. So I definitely should have stayed in the content creation side of things, focused on that, building up that. But back in my day, to my defense, no one really knew. Hey, you having a social media audience, you either build a membership or you get sponsors. That's just kind of what you do. I got both now. I said about 8% of our business is sponsorship. And then about 2% is me seeing my clients one-on-one. So now I've got these like, so now we're still in 2020 and I got the social media. I'm out of my funk. I'm making this, my social media arm is moving again, right? So volume's going up. Remember, it's just an audience thing. And also when you have the product, when you have social media, when you have two businesses like me, if you have one business like content creation, like Mr. Beast, yeah, he's got products and stuff, but most of the time you can focus on the content. When you start adding calls to action in there and guiding people elsewhere, it lowers the overall viewership because up here, like, he's selling something else, blah, blah, blah. So that's an issue though, whenever you have another product, because you literally have to tell people, still to this day, people don't know I have a fucking membership. You have to like strategically build these calls to action in your social media videos. Hey, disc herniation, join our back and core program, right? You got to build these ways to like link them over there. Go to the website, sign up for this, give me your email address, and then you'll get emails, and then maybe you'll enroll. So now I got this like 2020, I got this arm. The arm's going back with the social media. We're good. I feel it. I'm good. What the fuck am I going to do with this business? The problem is the whole old Move You program, it never made sense to me. It only had an 18% completion rate. Now the people that completed it did fucking amazing, but low completion rate. It was a start to finish program where it was like, everyone starts here and everyone ends here. One path for everybody. And the videos were like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That doesn't make sense. My social media videos are 1 minute. And so there's all these issues with this. And so I had one of my Pink Floyd visionary nights and I saw it. I saw like the most tip of an iceberg. You guys, this is still, I'm losing so much money. All my money. It's like plummeting. I saw something. I saw the tip of an iceberg and it was like, it was like gears and angles and it had to do with the core, the back and the core and like alignment of the core, like rib cage alignment, pelvic alignment over rib cage. It had that. And I go, whatever the fuck I just saw, I'm seeing it through to success. And I went 6 months nose down and created the movie methodology, which now, this was October. And we actually started making a little money, but it was like, I look back and it wasn't the best money because I think people were enrolling in the programs at the time in 2020, 2021. They weren't getting what they expected because it was kind of like discombobulated before. There's old videos of Andrew in there. I'm on social media. It was like, it wasn't like my proudest time with the business. But I go, all right, I see the vision. I'm gonna create this methodology. And then I go, what am I gonna, I create 6 months straight. It ended up being 550 videos, 550. In my world, it's a fucking shitload of videos, especially when you need a model for each video and you need I'm putting anatomy art on every video, period. So now I got 550 videos, anatomy art on every video. Now we got to record them. So now it needs to be sectioned. I pumped out 51 of those videos in a day. It was my most. It's a program videos. I can pump out, just so you guys know, in about 8 hour day, I can pump out about 13 Instagram videos, 1 YouTube video, maybe 2 YouTube videos and some stories. That's what I can pump out in a day. But I pumped out 50 program videos in a day. So now it's like, now you guys gotta know, I'm barely hanging on the business. I decided I want to keep Move You. I was like, did I leave this thing again? Go back to fucking Dr. Mike's jerky? I'm fucking starving. So I get this, now I record these videos, 500 of them. We record them over, it takes like 8 months to record them. At the same time, we're like, oh, big mistake I made. I decided in 2015, I was gonna build my own. Hey guys, oh shit, I'm going a little long. It's 4 right now. You guys good for 15 more? Is this good? Okay. Sounds like an interesting story. I'm going with it. I'm like, holy shit, this is good. Forget this stuff. I'm entertained. Okay, so now I go, all right. Remember, I told you 90% of the business is the subscription site, 90. So now I create this methodology, this whole movement methodology. And just to give you guys a summary, it's an alignment-based movement methodology to help people become aware of and fix the root cause of their misalignments. So we're talking to help people be aware with hyperextension, call it flat back. We call it valgus collapse of the knee, call it scapular protraction, call it forward head posture, scoliosis, kyphosis. Talk about flat foot. We talk about everted ankles, inverted ankles. Like these are these misalignments. It's alignment based. So I really believe that, and this is something important for you guys. After all the time, I don't believe it's focusing on a muscle that's strong and weak. I believe if we can get focused on moving our body into alignment, strengthening into alignment, the correct muscles, the weak muscles activate, and then the tight muscles lengthen. And alignment is the fastest way. Focusing on alignment is the most simple way for the everyday person to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Because if you focus on tight this and weak that, it ends up going, people just focus on one muscle, like it's gonna fix the whole thing. It's not. So it's an alignment-based training methodology. What I did was this though. I realized that people still do, because in the world, is even the world that you guys might go into with brick and mortar business stuff, is that people come in, people already have something. I have a disc herniation, I have scoliosis, I have this, I have tennis elbow, I have this. They have this thing. And then we've got to, it's best to not fight what they have, but acknowledge what they have, tell them we have something for them, and then guide them into the truth about their body. And then help guide them so they can see it, and then get them, then help them. That's the order. Catch them where they are, but educate them on what they need. And so my point I'm making is I couldn't do this start to finish system anymore with like, everyone starts here. We're starting with foot grip exercises and people with shoulder pain. They go, I don't understand. And so I broke this methodology into five key skills to learn. Okay, 5. And this is the core brace, the movie core brace, which is the ability to pressurize your midsection with your breath and to align your hips over your rib cage. We have the hip hinge. Secondly, the hip hinge, the ability to use the largest ball and socket joint in your body to bend forward and return back upright. Then we have the scapula scoop, which really should be called a it's like glenohumeral, sorry, it's like scapular. I could call it scapulohumeral rhythm, but that's a little confusing. It's called Scap Scoop. Everyone knows that name. It's a movie trademark term. It's the ability to ideally position your scapula on your rib cage. And then utilize that as a starter end position for every push and pull movement. Then we have the head pivot, which is the ideal, which is to realign your head over your shoulders, and then to use that aligned position to rotate and tilt and turn. Ground force, which is our knee, ankle, and foot program, which is the ability to align your foot. So basically, grip the ground with your foot, align your ankle, properly track your knee, and apply torque into the ground with your thigh in a lunge position. So there's 5 starting positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what we do now is people come in, they enter into the membership now, and they are able to choose a starting path, but each one is completely interconnected to the next because the entire body is connected. Each one is connected, the core brace is connected to the hinge is connected to ground force, etc. So I try to get them into these short 30-day programs because they're doable, they're digestible, and then to help them, that's what they think they want. That's where they are, meet them where they are with their pain level. Like your back pain, start with back and core program, and then open them up, help them move, then they'll move to the hip and glute, the shoulder arms, and it is working. So my point I'm making is that, so this movement methodology that I created was calculated the way how it was filmed and how it was organized. And then we had to find technology to host it in. So we need to put it in an app. I tried to build an app in 2015. I spent $300,000 on it. Never got the fucking app off the ground. It's still my parking lot outside. I literally have I have an app I own, 300 grand. I can't even see it. I can't feel it. I can't touch it. It's just this digital structure that never got off the ground. It was a huge waste of money. I thought I could be a tech company. I was not a tech company. That was a big mistake that I made to slow down my progress. Remember I told you I was trying to be CEO? I'm like, I'm going to build an app too. Build my own. No. Content company, focus on the content, let other people bring in the technology. So we had to find the technology to host these videos. Where are they going to host? What's it going to do? There's going to be community features. It's got to be fast watching, continue watching, like videos. The order's got to be there. The structure's got to be there. It's got to be fitness based. Where's the community going to live? I want the community in the app. So we had to find an app with this community. So we had to build all these pieces. And then once we find the technology, we film the videos. They all need to get organized in there. Cover images. There needs to be art done. Brand new website. Build a brand new website. All new email campaigns. Literally, guys. And so from 20 And so I built this whole thing. It took 2 years. October 2020, I saw the tip of the mountain. I saw the tip of the iceberg. I go, I'm going with it. It ended up becoming the Move methodology, which ended up being 500 videos, ended up being housed in this certain app and this certain technology with the community. And now there needs to be community challenges and 90-day challenges and awards and prizes to keep people fucking motivated to fix their shit. Okay, the website's got to synchronize and connect with this thing. The email campaigns, they got to synchronize and connect with this thing. And probably 50 other things that my team did that I have no clue that I'm forgetting about right now because I suck at that stuff. And then I launched that shit. It took 2 years from conception to launch. Launched it October 2022. And the launch was a belly flop. Again, fuck. Launch party, it was like a low turnout. I was just like, damn. We had always email campaigns, the signups were low. And my wife, she's behind the scenes of this thing. She's like the CEO behind the scenes, really doing this thing. And she's like, Mike, these systems, we just put them in place. They're gonna take a while. Sure as shit, start working. By the way, I have no money at this point. We're like out of money, October 22. But see, on the social media aspect, you're like, oh, look at Move making videos. Dude, remember, that makes 8% of our revenue. My expenses are 50%, 8%. I'm losing money every single month. And so you don't see the business end of it. Most of you guys don't. But the launch was a belly flop, but people were enrolling slowly. And people are sending other people. And we also launched a brand new price structure, which was monthly. Monthly recurring revenue. You hear about the business one, Emma, do you have monthly recurring revenue? Ooh, we all love monthly recurring revenue, yeah. Launch monthly. So you have 2 price points, monthly, $50 a month, annual, $500 a month, $500 a year. I'm trying to bring them down. I want that 500 down to like 300. But that's what we launched with. And the great thing about when you have monthly revenue like this is 2 things. My old business was basically a one-time fee. Anytime you guys see a product that's a one-time fee, think about a car salesman. Most of the time they just sell you a car one time, they're done. When there's a one-time fee, the focus of the business is entirely on acquiring a new customer. When you have a monthly model, the business's focus is on making sure that customer succeeds and stays active. And from a standpoint of me wanting people to fix their shit and live pain-free, that model right there, that monthly model, it focuses everybody's laser eye in the business on making sure that that person has the resources, the community, the support, the videos, the lives, the emails, the everything, because we want them to stay. Because from a business standpoint, it's a lot cheaper to keep somebody than to get somebody new. And so now monthly recurring businesses, they measure how long they can keep somebody active for. Just like in Chiro, how many patient visits to average do you have per year? Wow, you see people 100 times a year, you must be successful. But in a way, that's the methodology. So all these training programs that I put together, all of them, it ends up being about 1 year and 4 months to complete all of them if you work every single day. There's more training in the Move You methodology in the membership, and there is more. There's, at least in my curriculum, anyone I ever talked to, any new cars, there's more about movement, alignment, movement training, moving aligned than your entire curriculum in chiropractic right now. It's a fucking beast. You guys got to see it. I'm gonna hook you guys up afterwards too with it. Okay, so off we go. So now we have 2023. Last year ended up being our most profitable year ever in Move You history. Profitable for 2 reasons. Number one, we learned it's very easy as an employer to hire people. Everyone wants a job. I'll take a job. Awesome, you're hired. It's very difficult. It's much more challenging to be creative about how you can do more with less. Very challenging and very creative, and also less management. So we have a smaller team right now. I think 8 or 9 total. Team's 8 or 9 people. Before it was 21 or something. 8 or 9 team. And then also you have the membership itself. And so then you have then 8 or 9 team. So now we have before there's just more expenses, so you got to make more. My cousin, I remember he's wasted when I say, Michael, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. I remember that really well for some reason. Yeah. That's true. Jacob, are you agreeing with me on that one? That's great. Jacob, could you mute that mic? Yeah. Okay, so that's where we are today. We now have a product that we launched in October 2022, brand new product, monthly recurring. Now, here's what's happened with me. I'm a little bored, and I got some awesome opportunities. So I got an opportunity with Penguin Random House, largest book publisher in the world, to write a book for them. I got an opportunity to be on to create a reality show. I really want to do this. Basically, first one, we get 30 people, all disc herniations. They've been through all the fucking hell in the world. Fucking lock them in a house for fucking 6 weeks, okay? And I will take those people through 8 hours a day. They're gonna train their asses off every single day. They're gonna cry, they're gonna scream, they're gonna kick. We're gonna have experts come in. I'm gonna take them through all the movie methodology, everything, and they're gonna come out. There's gonna be transformation stories. People are gonna back over. This is like this vision I got for this reality show. But I think I'm gonna do my book first, and I think I'm gonna do a reality show second. And a product too. So right now we are, right now I'm training a coach. She's actually in there right now, a new movie coach, and I'm looking for a DC or DPT as a future educator, basically to do in a way what needs to be done for Move You. Just to give you guys, if you guys want to know an idea with content, I'll give you guys an idea what we did last year. Holy shit! I wonder if I can follow those. I didn't even turn any of these pages, guys. Hold on. Some of you guys might want to know. I can write this thing? Oh, in a year, here's what we usually do. 24 YouTube videos, 12 podcasts, 240 Instagram videos, 24 blogs, 24 community lives a year, 15 community videos per year, 5 to 7 guest podcasts, 2 to 2 live events, 3 to 6 guest speaker events. So that's kind of like the output that needs to be produced, like a production. But I am looking for, one reason I'm on this call today with you guys, and I'm gonna get involved too, is I am looking for talent. I'm looking for people who have got personality, who've got charisma, who've got like camera presence, who are like, really have a goal of educating, dream of that. It's not gonna be any of you newbies, I'll tell you that much. You guys gotta get to work. You guys gotta fucking get your nose in the pavement and go learn how to fix other people, help people fix their shit, okay? But it could be. I'm saying it could be. But I am looking for some talent. I'm also there's possibilities with internships at Move You too. I'm also looking for research. Somebody who loves research. I could use some help with that. I should have stapled this 10 pages in order, right? Probably a good idea. Oh my God, I have so many things on here. What the hell else is this? Oh. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay. Research. Yeah. Also, possibilities. I'd love to be to start like a Move You club of some sort. I'm looking at the school up here, but that would be something that I would be interested in. Is you guys learning the Move You methodology? You graduate and learn the Move You method. That's the only training method. It's the only rehab programs that you guys are going to need to help your clients succeed. And it's going to keep people there for a long time because it fucking takes a long time to get through this shit. Especially the more fucked up people are, the longer it takes for them to fix their shit. So that's the whole movement methodology. So I'd be interested as well if you guys were at all want to do some sort of Move You club of some sort. I'm out in New York once in a while. Maybe a club where you guys can go through, somehow work the movements, go through the Move You methodology as a group, and maybe I'd even be willing to meet with you guys on that one. So I'm super helpful giving to students, so I'm always want to help make sure you guys be successful. So if you guys want to take advantage of that stuff, you probably should. If you like him. If you don't like him, you're like, fuck this guy. I hope he never comes back again. I don't blame you. I'm not for everybody. Move You Club, research. Oh, and I wanted to give you guys this too. If you guys want to check it out. So there's a code, it's called 30 days free, 30 days free, 30days free. You can just use that on moveyou.com and just go for 30 days in there. And I'll tell you what, if you guys do 30 days, if one of you guys takes charge of that as like a lead, and you do 30 days free, and someone emails me at Mike at Move You, I'm happy to extend that to you guys. Okay, I don't need any of your money. Okay, for that, it's not what I do. Mind, I got enough. I got billions of people out there. So if 30 days free, if you guys maybe collectively go through the methodology, learn it. Because here's the thing: when you're students, most shit's free. When you graduate, that shit's all cut off. Especially the doc in there. Who's the doc in there? It's not free for you anymore. You're a DC in front of your name. You're done. You're cut off. Okay, that's how it works. Students, cheap, instant doctor. You're fucked. Okay, pay the price. Crack your wallet open. So 30 days free is the code. Go in there, watch the Start Here videos, watch the other videos. If you're interested in like the training side of it, like the movement side of, what you do. And if you guys, a group of you guys gets together, go, hey, Dr. Mike says he's extended for us. If we get like 3 or 4 people, and if we go through it, I'll extend it for you guys. I'll extend for you indefinitely, as long as you guys are doing it and learning it and using it, and I'll help you guys with it too. I'll help you guys implement that, because one of the future possibilities of Move You is a coach's certification program to start certifying docs and coaches on this method. Because there is no real centralized rehab, alignment-based rehab training program. Does that even exist for you guys yet? A centralized ones that chiropractors can relate with, and then you could take your clients through, and the days are all day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. This is level 1, level 2, level 3, and like all the programs and all the levels. Does that even exist? Fuck no, it doesn't exist. It does exist. It's right here. You're talking to the person. The horse's mouth made it. Okay? And I'll give it to you guys to use. I just want you guys like using it and like, you know, I want you guys like learning it and using it. So that's what I got today. Typical trap.
Dr. Mike, can I jump in and ask a quick question?
Who is this?
Cassie,
Where's your face?
in the dark.
Why?
I have migraines.
Fine.
Okay, so what resources would you recommend for us, like tangibly, like podcasts, books, things like that, that you used or would recommend looking back that you would use?
You're not in the dark. I see the light.
Well, I went to the other room.
For what?
For anything that helped you transform in your journey, business, understanding movement better, kinetic.
I got some key books. I definitely got some key books. I love the book, The Alchemist. I love. I think if you guys really want to know what it takes for yourself and your clients, the book Mastery, Concise Edition by Robert Greene is incredible. Mastery, Concise Edition, Robert Greene is fucking incredible. I have books about entrepreneurship, and I love the book. Certain books that changed my life was Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Workweek, old school book. Love that, about transforming your mindset. The podcast, Entrepreneurship, I love Smart Passive Income podcast. That's a great one. That's about how to basically make, you know, how the everyday person, these average people, started making passive income in whatever they did. I think that's a great one. I definitely recommend going through the programs I put together. I mean, in terms of books, like that is the ultimate book that I'm more proud of that than anything I've ever created. So that's about movement, alignment, training. Ultimately, the programs help people stay aligned in the 7 key functional movements: the push, the pull, the lunge, the step, the squat, the hinge, and the rotate. Our body only moves 7 ways. Yeah, if you're in jiu-jitsu, you might be doing a hinge and a squat and a lunge and rotate together. It's only those 7. So in those, I'll help you understand your misalignments and learn to realign each joint of your body in all of those 7. And that's based off of one of my favorite schools, which is Prague School of Rehab, which you guys should look into them. Prague School of Rehab, they're over in Prague, Czechoslovakia. But much of Move You is built on the concept of joint centration, the ideal alignment of the joint, 360-degree surface contact of joint surfaces, creating optimal tension at each angle, creating muscle and tissue balance. So joint centration is, for me, the holy grail of positions of the joints. And whenever you're able to maintain joint centration throughout each joint of the body at any given time, I created a term, it's called positional presence. It's better than proprioception. It's just, what is that? No, positional presence is the awareness of the alignment of all joints of your body at any given time. So I'm kind of sidetracking a little bit here on topics on other ones, but I definitely recommend going through the programming, those books, that podcast. I really like this podcast. I think it's called Gestalt. Brett Winchester runs it. He's a good dude. You gotta check out, I think it's GESTA. He got great people like Stuart McGill's on there. He brings on like Michael Leahy, all those things. I definitely recommend taking a look at there. Like that's more of like our world specifically. Let me tell you what else. Going through my Audible right now. I mean, that's all I got right now. Something else might come to mind to me. Oh, like I said, Landmark Forum. I would definitely recommend going to that. They're worldwide. It's called landmarkworldwide.com. It'll help you guys too.
I had a question as well.
What up?
You mentioned that feeling that you described it as the nerve that really got you going. How do you tap into that kind of feeling, and what is it kind of reproducible, or is it just kind of just comes and goes?
When that nerve started, it hasn't gone anywhere for me. Maybe for a little period of time where I was like really lost, but other than that, I still have the same, like I just build off of that. As I mentioned, the nerve, that's why I mentioned those key events that came to me. It's like my 4 or 5 years, no, it was actually it was 7 years, build my practice. That's what that experience gave me confidence of certain types of body position. Like for example, I measured the pelvic angle of about 7,000 people. I have my own set of pelvic calipers. I love pelvic tilt. I see it as predicting what's going on above and below the chain, like the sweetest thing to predict above and below. I measure pelvic tilt on everybody. I measured thousands of people, and it gives me that over time, it gives me the confidence going, people, it just gives me the confidence to go, look, I know this to be true because I've been in it. I've been fucking in the ring with this shit. So I think to tap into that stuff is like, there is a degree of like exploring into things that you may love. Like even my next one for me, I haven't started stand-up comedy. Like that's a new one for me. I'm gonna get into that thing, and that might tap into some new area. But like the nerve is a combination of I think it's experience, but with direction. It's not just experience, because you know the chiropractors have been doing the same thing for 50 years. Like they're whatever. They just got a limited set of knowledge with this thing. It's like experience combined with like constant growth and like pushing the comfort zone equals like understanding, equals a confidence and understanding, like seeing the whole system. And also me being in healthcare, I wouldn't be able to say what I do today with healthcare if I didn't work with the podiatrists, the pain management doctors. I went on for, I'm like, pain management is the scum of the earth. Like I said that in the video, and I fucking mean that today. Like, I think they're a net negative, meaning they fucking harm more people than they help. I think they're the worst profession out there. I think podiatrists are second. Like, I'll fucking say that shit because I've been in it. I've worked with pain management for years. I see the results of people are all fucked up from pain management. We see the opioid epidemic of people that were on pain management, now they're in the streets. I think they're the fucking scum of professions. It's my opinion from my experience, right? It's just from my experience. All this stuff is truly from my experience. So you just got to like go get the experience in it. Someone else could be like, they work with 3 great holistic pain management doctors. They go, that's not true. They're the best from their experience. You guys got anything else? Oh wait, we got Cassie. Thank you. Mastery Concise Edition. Oh, transform your mindset, passive income, ebooks, progress for movement, alignment, rehab. There you go. Good job, Cassie. I'd be sitting next to you for many tests in school. I'll tell you that much.
Dr. Mike, I just want to say thank you so much. I was working with Z to get you here. So,
Nathaniel, you got it on here.
Yes. Yeah, I was working with Z, and you guys have been so easy to work with. So thank you. We love your energy. And Sebastian here is my fellow leader partner. So if you have like anything you want to do with New York or Northeast in the future, please let us know. We love people like you, and you're really rare for us. So seriously.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good to know. Was this a decent experience?
It was a fantastic experience.
Really? You guys liked it? Oh, that's good. So good to hear. I just want you guys to like maybe see, when people tell their story, like selfishly, you tell your story so people can know about you. But I think like where I am, a little more, you get humbled, right? Over time, you get humbled. You really just tell your story so people can see. I want you guys to see yourself in me, in my choices I made, right? You want to see yourself. And that's just something else for you guys to know too. It's like, oh my God, we can go on. It's just like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't say some content advice. It's very easy at first to talk about yourself going, I'm Dr. Mike. I'm the founder of Move You. I'm a chiropractor. I don't know if you noticed. I don't say I in a fucking video. I really don't. I don't say I'm Dr. Mike, nothing. Because here's the thing, the truth is that people do not give a fuck about me, and they do not care about you. They do not. They care about themselves first. You are literally, you are literally a person to help them on their path. And if you see that world that way, you're gonna help a lot more people. Because it really isn't about me. I'm just a little, I come along, I help people. He was great. I was only great because I helped, because they're better, right? And I didn't fix them either. Like, that's the thing too, that is important. Like, I don't ever have I did when I graduated. I want to fix people the fastest. I is definitely egocentric, but it's fine. It's part of the learning process. It totally is fine. But I really think it's like, now I look back and go, well, who am I fixing the fastest? Like, did I even help them by giving them a little pain relief? The point is, I'm going to give you guys some video advice too. You guys start talking to people and like maybe making videos yourself. It's like, it's not about you. It's about them. You need to make this video about them. You're just a, you know, good looking guy. Well, at least I think so myself. I don't say that in videos though. I don't get many comments about that either, but they're holding back. I know it. But really, you're just a person just be a person on their path to help them live better themselves. At least that's what I think. That's what's been helping me. Help them fix their shit. Any last minute questions? Nathaniel, thank you for that. Nathaniel, why don't you lead and shoot me an email? Mike can move you. If you want to organize anything with the team, once you take in consideration about the club, about the extended membership, about learning the method, I'm happy to have you guys learn that stuff too.
Absolutely, for sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else? Last minute questions for you guys? Because I gotta get back to work. All right, you guys are easy. All right, everybody, go graduate and go fix your shit, and then so you can go help other people fix their shit. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Dr. Knight.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I get some voice in here. It's nice.